Israel and Tina. It's been a minute since we've been in front of the camera with you guys. Last month we were, because normally we do our interviews for the Linked Up Couple of the Month, and last month we celebrated our anniversary with 27 years.
Yes, thank you everyone that came out. That was fun. That was a good ride.
Yeah, so we didn't do any interviews because Tina said we're the couple of the month for August. So we will be picking our couple for September. They'll be coming up, and we'll let you guys know. But today we're actually doing an interview with Vic and Mike from You Matter, and they just finished up a bike ride from Santa Barbara to San Diego, which is wild. I mean, that in itself. But they brought to the forefront the topic of suicide awareness, and it's awesome, man. It's awesome what they're doing. Yeah, it's great. So with that, let's get them on here. Let's see. We'll get them going. Send the invite. I don't know if you guys remember, about a month or two ago, we did the interview with Ride Like a Girl. Oh, wait, hold on. I think we got him.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
What's going on?
Hi guys.
All right, so who's that? Yo, man, bro, you didn't tell me you're bringing the mayor though. Get back over here, man. What are you doing?
He's our chef. Him and Feezy and JP. There's our
We cook for the rides. They ride and we cook when they come back.
I remember, yeah.
The official cook.
Nice.
I'll see you guys later. I gotta go. Love you guys. Bye, guys.
All right, brother. Take care, man.
Bye.
Wow, man. I haven't seen that guy in a minute. I think the last one was the San Diego ride out. All right, so
Yes.
well, this is the first time we're actually meeting. Well, Vic and I kind of chopped it up just a minute before this, but this is the first time all four of us are meeting. My wife Tina, I'm Israel.
Hello.
So yeah, introduce you. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
How you guys doing? My name is Mike. I go by Fat Bike Mike on Instagram. And honestly, thank you for doing this. We truly appreciate this type of exposure.
Right on, man. Right on.
Yep, my name is Vic Banales. Instagram is Vic_Junior34. Yeah, we're happy for you guys to have us on and help spread the message and spread awareness throughout this month, and not only this month, but every month, little by little, but and just keep an eye after one another, out there. So, yeah, man. And we appreciate you guys.
Right on, man. Right on. Actually, you guys, man, this is a huge honor for us. Like we were kind of talking a little bit before, you guys are bringing this subject to all of us in the bike life community, and we've lost some people. I think this has touched a lot of people. And it's a topic that needs to be brought up, and you guys are bringing it up in a major way with 250 miles.
Yes.
Yeah, 250 miles. And it's interesting. When we first started this, we wanted to use some type of platform, and what other platform was better than the bike life community, right? Everyone coming together from different types of crews or communities, and we all started bike riding for a reason, but we don't know each other's struggles. Who's riding next to us, right? And so this is our way of kind of collaborating, coming together. I'm like, hey, let's do something with the community, and that's how this whole thing kind of started.
So what was the driving force behind just the foundation of this ride? What brought it up?
It was just a conversation we had, like, hey, I lost my best friend a couple years prior, and then we hit it off, relating, right? And we're like, let's do something about this, I'm like, well, let's ride from Santa Barbara to San Diego. That's where my best friend was from, born and raised, just like I was, and then ended up down here. I met Mike, and he's got some some ties here, obviously, and some history with that can relate. And he said, let's go. We just did it. We didn't put no flyer out. We didn't do nothing. We just went to do it for ourselves, to get that therapy, that closure, and because it was eating me up inside. Like, it was hard for me to really accept the fact that he was gone, right? And that was my way to not just heal, but get closure and just bring more awareness to, society, and just try to make a difference, 1 mile at a time.
Yeah, honestly, like we did, when we first started, it wasn't like what Vic said. It wasn't like anything planned. We just said let's just start in Santa Barbara and just ride. We just wanted to ride to like, get our thoughts together. To kind of just have that time, that quiet time, and go through the route, and then kind of just have your own personal space and think about all the times that, of a way to like memory of a memory of the person that you lost. And we did it the first year. We didn't know if we are gonna do it the second year, and then we just started asking around if anyone wants to join us. And slowly but surely, it just began to grow, and other groups wanted to get involved. They wanted to say like, hey, can we just ride part of the route? What area in LA you're going to be in, or what part of Santa Barbara you're going to be in, and that's how it all collaborated. And then we're like, hey, maybe we really do have something here. Let's start asking around and see if anyone else wants to do this with us. And now it's grown to where it is now.
How many are you guys up to right now?
It was okay. So year 2 was 3. We added art, and then we got
I think it was 8,
7 that. So it was 9 last year's, but 7 in total that not including me and Mike. And then it was 20 total this year that started and finished the whole ride. But we had riders that escorted us, from Santa Barbara Legends, other riders that met up, in different cities.
Yeah.
I mean, here in San Diego, Oceanside. I mean, it was so much great support that we got. And then the third day, when we were the most tired and the most, vulnerable, and everybody that showed up just gave us that extra motivation that we needed.
Yeah.
Across the finish line, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
And that was kind of playing in my mind too, because my cousin actually went with you guys this year, Ray. What's up, cousin? And bro, and I was like, okay, I see him in the gym all the time, so I know physically, he can do it. But I mean, that's 200 miles.
Yep.
That's 200 miles in your own head.
That's
I mean,
honestly.
and I was thinking too, at that final stretch, and you finally see more people coming through. I mean, it's got to be that wind in your sails, just like, all right, let's go, let's finish this off.
Yep, that's what we tell all the riders. Like, day 1 is usually that's the physical part of it, right? You got to see if your body can handle it. So that's the physical part. Day 2 is the mental part. It's the long stretch. It's like getting through and getting that extra push. That's really hard part of the mental side. And honestly, day 3, it's a combination of both the physical and the mental, because you're both tired. Your mind is already exhausted too, and having crews that come out and people just cheering us on and support. That's the extra energy that we all needed to just finish at the finish line.
That's awesome.
We're blessed to have the community to come out and help us out.
Yeah. Plus you get to see Mike over there cooking at the grill, and that doesn't encourage you.
It was delicious. That was the prize.
Yeah. No, I think it's a beautiful tribute that you do just to remember your loved ones. And then also, like you say, it also gives yourself healing, it also helps you. But then also it brings awareness to everyone that's watching you guys and letting them know they're not alone. You know what I mean? For those that are having those thoughts, or for those that actually went through something like that. I love what you guys do. I really do. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, we, like for me, right, seeing everyone's interaction along the ride, and just, people opening up, and just their comments, what they're telling us, how it's like really helping them, deal with their, their experience with suicide, or even their current situation, right? It's uplifting to them. It's motivating. And that's what really makes, like us feel good about this, that the ride did its purpose, and it's going to continue on doing its purpose, just one step at a time. And I just love hearing people's stories. Like, this ride will never get old or never get boring because of the scenery, right? But the riders, the camaraderie, the joking, and when we're down, and hurting, and we pick each other up, and leaving nobody behind. Thank God for our chase vehicle. Shout out to Raymond and his family. Like, that was a huge plus for us, because we got rid of a lot of weight, on our bikes.
Yeah.
Go ahead. And you know what? And a lot of the times when we do our interviews and everything, the common denominator is that we went through something when we started riding bikes. you know, for I would say a majority of us had some tough situation during that time, and, you know, and this was kind of like our way out of our head and let's get outside, you know. So is that pretty much has been the experience for you guys too?
I'm sorry, can you say it again? We cut out for a second.
Oh, okay. I was saying, like, when we do the interviews and we talk to other people, the majority of the time they were going through something hard in their life, and you know, kind of just really dark place in at that time in their life, and for whatever reason, bikes got introduced to them, and that was the way out of, you know, just being inside in their head. They actually got to go outside and, you know, and be with somebody else, you know, to clear their heads or go out on their own. Have you heard? Has that pretty much been the situation for you guys as well?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, like this whole movement, it's about mental health, right? It's about everyone has their own daily issues or daily stresses that they go through, whether it be in their work or their family life or just in life in general. And getting on your bike and going outside, that was a way to kind of just release all that, and have some type of relief of just mentally in your head. And, that's where all this kind of started. It's like, how far can you push it? How far can you go? And we didn't, before this, we never did more than, 15, 20 miles on a bike ride before.
Yeah.
And then you just start like believing in yourself more and start pushing more. And then, we're accomplishing 50, 100, 200, 250 miles. And that's it sounds crazy, but after a while, like, no, you can really believe in yourself and push it. And that's part of the messages right now. It's like, we do believe in you. You do matter, and you can do this. We thank everyone who just comes out and just wakes up and just watches us, and get that message across. When we first started, the whole message is about you matter.
Yeah.
It's saying that you make a difference. And whether you're not even riding with us, like if you're just watching along and seeing that, okay, these guys are riding for us, that could be enough to just be like, you know what, let me get outside. Let me go out there and try this. Let me get on a bike and walk around the block or do something. Just get out there. That alone is what we're doing this in the first place too. That is rewarding to us. And having all these groups and communities coming out now and posting all their pictures and talking about their experience on this ride, it just spreads that, even out more, and someone who's quiet and doesn't have, a bike and maybe does see this and be like, you know what, there is something out there, and there are guys that understand what I'm going through. Let me try this out too. So
Yeah.
that's what it's all about.
Yeah. That's huge. Okay, so my thing is, like, Vic, you were telling me you're a recruiter for military, right?
Yes.
So I was kind of just going over, like, researching and stuff like that, and just kind of with the whole suicide awareness deal. And bro, it seems like it's a lot going on in the military, man. A lot going on.
Yeah, there is, unfortunately. But we, there's a lot of things in place to help,
Okay.
service members get help, and I was fortunate to, want to be the suicide prevention coordinator for my command a couple years ago,
Hey.
and I continue on doing it. I got some training, learning about resources and all that, and had to be there for service members in that time when we got the call where, hey, like, you need to be there, or hey, we need to go take somebody to get help and all that. And when they see that you're there and they think that nobody's there, nobody cares and whatnot. I mean, when they see you there and taking them to be there, not even saying anything, right? It's just your presence.
Yeah.
Speaks volume, and there's some things that you hear, and it's like recently something that got me right was I did a training for work, right? It's a leadership week-long training, and one of the MPs there, we do a little introductions and whatnot. So he came, up and said who he was, and said, hey, this is a rough weekend, a rough weekend, brothers and sisters, and we had three suicides, unfortunately, on post, in one weekend. So that really hit me, like, damn, like, got to do more, got to get involved with not only service members, but in the civilian sector, and try to bring them together, and just try to make an impact, one day at a time, and 1 mile at a time, like I said, but those kind of stories really get me and want me to do more, and and get others involved to do more, and use our network, use our resources. Had a lot of great folks that have those resources and connections to get that more exposure, and we thank them, can't thank you guys enough for helping us out, get the message out.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
You guys.
Yeah. This is great, man. And that was one of the things that we wanted to do as well, because, bro, tell you right now, we probably wouldn't be able to do 250 miles with you, but we can get on here and we can get that word out, and just to know that somebody's there, that does care for you, that you matter, I mean, we go in day by day and, hey, how you doing, blah, blah, blah. And, it's kind of it just passing you by. And I remember our pastor was, he was talking and he was saying, ask, how are you really doing? And I was like, oh, man. I mean, because, we say, how you doing? You're like, oh, I'm cool, and then we just go about our day. But it's like, how are you really doing? And it's like, well, now you're confronted, like, you need to answer this,
right.
And I think we put a lot on the people going through that situation. But what about us? Are we prepared enough to say, to sit down and have that conversation, or not at all, like you had said, just be there? But I think we put a lot on the people that probably couldn't even mentally and emotionally, say, hey, this is what's really going on. Because a lot of the time, and I think we've all been in that dark situation where we don't want to talk to people.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah,
One thing. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, no, one thing I wanted to share, like, in the past I've done trainings for work, right? And sharing our stories, your story, and just taking the time to really, like, be genuine about it, will resonate with people. And so, quick little, like, story here. I gave training, and then that later on that evening, one of my fellow brothers up in Seattle, or actually Portland, never met him, but it doesn't matter. We're all part of the same command. And he messaged me that, hey, thank you for sharing that. That really resonated with me, and it's gonna encourage me to go get help for whatever he was dealing with. I'm like, wow, like that was just from me doing training, and so that's why it just keeps the fire in me to want to do more and more, and and just really make a wide range impact. Start locally, but just spread it little by little, and that's the goal here.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
man, you nailed it on the head, right? Like, we always say, like, check on each other, check on your friends, and it's so easy to, like, say, hey, man, how you doing? And, oh, I'm good. That's always the response. I'm good.
Yeah.
But if someone is struggling, you can tell if there's someone who's just kind of going through the motions and then just getting beat up every day and going home and getting some rest and doing it again tomorrow, right? But when you ask that question, like, no, man, like, how are you holding up? What are you going through right now? Then you can't say, like, oh, I'm good. You have to answer that specific question. What are you going through? What's holding you up right now? And that alone kind of just, like, breaks the monotony of, like, let me just go through my daily routine. And then, like, they actually have to think back and be like, all right, let me assess what my day is going, like, what my life is going through right now. And that's big. Just asking something simple as that can help someone else out. So when we say, like, check on your friends, those are the type of questions that we're asking. Not just, hey, how you doing? It's like, no, man, how are you holding up? How's life at home? And then just be there to listen. You don't have to have all the answers. Just listen.
And also be observant, with their social media posts or the way they're talking to you, or like when you see them in person, if there are any changes of their of their normal activity, right? So you got to just kind of pay attention, be alert, and just like he said, just ask them, hey, are you okay? Is there anything that we can talk about? Like just being there and letting them know that that we see you. We're not just, like, dismissing you. Like, hey, talk to us. If not us, talk to somebody else that you feel comfortable with, and just don't suffer in silence. Like we say, try to be vocal as much as you can. Or get involved with something that will allow you to be vocal and get you in your comfort zone to speak up and either vent, get help, or just grieve from whatever you experience.
So I have a question for you, because like, we have a young son too. He's 22, and you probably deal with the younger crowd that's coming in, being the recruiter and everything. Can you tell the difference? I mean, do they you know how you see the signs? I mean, is it different from like an older person like myself and a younger person that comes in? You know, do you see the difference in the signs of possible, like, hey, this guy's not doing well, you know? Because we heard so much about they don't communicate very well. You know, they you know, the whole internet kind of deal and social media that
Right.
they just don't know how.
No, they communicate, but in either on social media, playing video games. There's it's like, for example, if a young service member um, is posting some sort of like ideation or some sort of that doesn't right, we got people out there that are looking out for those signs and those behaviors, and then they fleet it up right away. And it's crazy how you know how much service members and these groups really look out for each other and get the help for that sailor or soldier, airman, marine, wherever they're at, right?
Yeah.
They can get someone in that area where they reside at and get them help. So they express it in different ways, and just got to be observant and identify and kind of know the signs, and how to interject without, sometimes you have to ask, hey, are you going to hurt yourself? Like, because the way
Yeah.
that I see how you're moving, is concerning to me, and I'm just going to ask you straight up. Because if you don't, and then something happens, you could have had an impact. So I always say, if you feel comfortable interjecting and asking those hard questions, do it, because you don't want to have any regrets, you not doing it. So it is hard, though. It is hard.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, okay, so let me throw this out, bro, because this kind of blew my mind. And when I was doing the research, it says 130, and this was 2 years ago, so we're still kind of out of COVID and stuff like that. But it said 132 people die every day from suicide.
It's crazy. It's that's one is too much.
Yeah.
So it's, if we can minimize it, and just help people get the help they need, and just make them realize, hey, there is hope. There are people out there advocating for you and doing things. That should hopefully, uplift them to get, to get off the couch, or, get out of their, their funk, or however they're feeling, right?
Yeah.
Get out and do something. Ride a bike, go for a walk, go for a hike, do something, Just be active. You be active, you're gonna have less thoughts about, those things.
And yeah, and it seems like a lot of times, when we go through these things, how you're saying, get active, go do something. A lot of times we're just inside, and we're inside here as well, and we don't verbalize this to anyone else. Now, she's seen my darkest days, and I was able to verbalize to her, and I have maybe 2 good friends. I mean, solid people. And I can get on the phone right now and call them up, and they'll be like, yo, what's up? You'll probably never see me in a picture with them on Instagram, but they're there on my phone, and they're ready to go at any time. And I see, like, that's the main thing. Get out of your head. Get out of your head and go talk to somebody real quick, before this thing becomes more than just a thought,
Yeah, honestly, like, this whole thing, it's crazy, because, like, the stats on suicide is so high, right? Like, everyone knows someone who committed suicide, but yet, like, it's always like the undertone of no one wants to talk about it. We don't want to talk about that, or it's such a dark time, a dark experience that you just don't mention it.
Yeah.
But, like, this is a time where we need to actually talk about it, and
Exactly.
like, hey, yes, there are going to be hard days. There are going to be some hard times. Maybe not now, but in the future, you're going to go through something dark, and we don't know what it is. And
they're guaranteed.
It's going to happen, right? And then, like you said, like, you don't need a whole support group. You just need that 1 or 2 core people that you can depend on, and just say, hey, man, like, I'm not right now.
Yeah.
Can just talk to me. Just talk to me and remind me who I am, or remind me of what I need to do. Because we're going to lose our way. I've lost my way a couple times now, and it's, everyone reaches a dark spot or dark point in their life. But like I said, like, if there's more people recognizing and talking about it, like, yeah, I had those times too, or yeah, I felt like that also, or I experienced that too, then people are talking about it and say, okay, like, now I don't feel alone. Now I'm not the only one who's crazy or just stuck in my own head. Like, everyone else is going through this also. So if they can go through this, then I can get through this too. You know,
Absolutely.
that's all it
Absolutely.
is. That's all the point. You know, the more that we talk about this, we bring this subject to the forefront. Like, it's just a way to recognize that, okay, there's other people out there who are willing to help, who are willing to you know, do this for me, or even listen, or just recognize what I'm going through.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, anyone listening or watching or reading every post, man, if we could save even just one person, then we did our job. You know, that's our duty, for our community. That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
And, so the more people getting involved, that's just a better chance for other people to just see what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
That's good stuff right there. Our pastor is actually talking this past Sunday about transparency to let people know what you're going through. Because if you seem like you have it all together, then how are people able to approach you? And you know, you're not able to relatable. You know, you want to be able to be relatable. So you just showing that you're really going through something allows people to come up to you, and you know, you're keeping it real. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
stuff.
It's also it's crazy too. Like, usually, not usually, but like some of the ones that I knew who actually committed suicide and stuff, they're not like the ones who are depressed or dark or lonely. You know, they're usually the more like outgoing ones, or the ones in the group who are like the center of the group, who usually is the one who's asking, how are you doing, or trying to make jokes. You know, so it's we really don't know another person's struggle unless you do ask them.
Yeah.
You know, especially the ones who seem the happiest. Like, that's the one I'm like, hey man, has anyone made you laugh? Has anyone checked in on you? You know,
Yeah.
and that's what we got to be mindful too.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they were saying too, as far as like it's an impulsive. I think it's a small percentage, but it's a percentage that it's an impulsive, and it happens within 5 to 10 minutes of that thought. You know, that they commit suicide, and it's like it happens quick, man. It happens so fast. And again, just like you said, it's the ones we didn't expect. You know, like my wife just brought up too, like the comedians. You know, who there's Robin Williams too. You know, so just people. You know, that were up there making people laugh, but behind the scenes,
Yeah. They
you
were
know, it's a dark spot.
Yeah, we never know anyone's struggle. So honestly, like, that's what I'm trying to teach my kids. Like, you know, treat everyone with respect, because you don't know what they're going through, right? They can seem so happy, but when they go home, they could have a terrible, you know, household, or they can be experiencing something that happened a long time ago that's still eating them up every day. So like, just got to be kind and pull each other through, because you know, at the long run, we're all here to just help support each other and you know, go home at the end of the day. So that's what it's about.
Yeah.
So right. You're so right. You know what I was looking at as well too? This kind of hits for us. A large percentage are men that are doing this. It's a huge percent. I think it was like 80. It was up in the 80 percentile of suicide. It's us. You know, and again, we don't verbalize very well. You know, we don't communicate very well because of our emotions. You know, however we were raised not to share our emotions, and you know, the whole deal. You know, we're men. We'll deal with it. You know, and 80%, that's a lot of us. That's a whole lot of us. And go ahead.
I saw it too. It was like 1 out of 4, you know, has at least a thought of it, you know, for men. And like you said, I don't know if it's a pride thing or it's just something that, you know, we've kind of been built up. Like, no, you deal with your pressure, you deal with you deal with all your situations and stuff. But at the end of the day, like, it's so bottled up, you know, and you have to find some type of release. You know, you gotta fill your bucket somehow, whether it's hanging out with your kids, going to the beach, going outside, riding your bike. Like, you still have to deal with your pressures, but at the same time, you have to kind of release all that and find something that you love to do to get you away from that pressure. And that's the biggest part. If you can't balance that out, that's when you start getting in here, you know, and that's when you know, you can't escape that.
Yeah, we were actually kind of talking about that yesterday too, because it's just like when we get home, if you have somebody at home, you should be able to just open up and be your vulnerable self at that time. Because during the day, we're already, you know, have our guards up and, you know, kind of dealing with the struggles of life. And we don't need to bring that home. You know, we should be able to kind of, okay, I'm home. This is my sanctuary. You know, it's time to let everything loose, you know, and talk about this stuff, you know.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point.
Yeah. So guys out there, please, you know, get another guy, man. Get another homie, you know, talk to somebody. You know, don't bottle this stuff up. because it doesn't go anywhere, and your mind will just snowball with that, and it doesn't lead to anything good. Get with somebody who's solid out there if you just need somebody to listen, or somebody who's solid that can talk to you. But guys, let's get on the ball here, and let's not be too tough to talk.
Yeah, I would say too, like, make yourself available, right? Like if you see somebody in that, in that red area, right, or yellow, go with them. Say, let's go get checked out, man. Let's go get a little mental health checkup real quick. As long as you go and get screened, right, just to see how things are going, because it might be something that you might tell the doc that you wouldn't tell me, but you might have severe issues going on where you can get help. And I've done that a few times in the military, and a few times just people message me on the chat asking for resources, advice, and just listen to me. Hey, anybody down here, like if you are in that red zone, you need someone to go with you to get help or whatnot, call me, call Mike, because we'll be there. And I'm pretty sure a lot of listeners, a lot of riders that rode will do the same thing for you, because in the end, you matter, we all matter, but if we don't have each other's back, then what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like we gotta, this bike life has been a huge chapter of my my life now, right, since 2020ish, and this bike is such a strong vehicle and a strong voice that we can get a message out.
Yeah.
And not only good health, and keeping our mental health, in a good area. It's just the things that we can do, to the communities in general. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so proud to be a part of this.
It really is.
Yeah, honestly, like sometimes it's even easier to talk to a stranger about things, who's just willing to listen, because you don't want to feel like you're getting judged, or maybe you don't want to talk to your friends who've seen what you've been through, kind of thing. Like sometimes you just need someone who is willing to be like, hey man, like I've felt what you're feeling.
Yeah.
What are you going through right now? And then like what Vic said, like call us, text us, or reach out on Instagram, reach out to any of the riders.
Yeah.
They'll know like what you're going through, and we know how to just listen, and that's all we're just doing. We're just there to listen and recognize that, hey man, I get it. Like I get it. It's hard, and we're gonna get you out of that, and then that's all it is. So and honestly, that's what our ride kind of symbolizes. That like what I tell the riders, that this isn't an easy ride. It's difficult, and there's gonna be hills and mountains and valleys, and there are gonna be times where you want to quit, right? But this is this is a representation of what our loved ones that we lost. This is their pain, This is like a representation of their life. They struggled. They had highs and lows. We were there for each other at some points, and sometimes we're separated. We're by ourselves on some parts of the ride. Like this is a whole representation of that. But this is our way of showcasing, of honoring them with this ride. Like, hey, we get it. We're gonna pull through, and we're gonna push forward with this ride and finish it to the end. And honestly, when you're climbing those hard hills, and you're just digging deep, putting your head down, even if you need to walk it, you're gonna finish it. It's if you think about the loved ones that you lost, and you're doing it for them, like it helps. It helps us cope more with that too. So like that's the whole point, objective of this ride. That it's not gonna be an easy one, but we're gonna finish it. We're gonna finish together.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff right there, brother. That's really good. Yeah.
Good motivation.
Yeah, I love that. So what's the number? What's the number they can reach out to?
So
For
there's the National Suicide Hotline. So I mean, if you text or call 988, it'll go to the national hotline. There's a lot of local resources, but the 988, it works. I've tested it, and it's definitely there's a veterans crisis line. There's all sorts of different resources which we can post, and some of it's already like on the feed. But we'll try to post resources and just ways to get help, and but really that's been like the biggest one that I've known that works, right? But there's plenty of others too, right? Law enforcement. I mean, your pastor, priest. Just there's so many resources out there, right? You don't have to be a professional to seek help, right? Like, I mean, I'm not professional, but got a little bit of training, but just like listening to that person your presence can go a long ways and encourage them to get that help that they've been needing. And if they get that help, awesome, right? You see them progress and see their life, do a 360, in the right direction. That's when you know you did your job right. Now some might need more extensive help, right? And that's okay, but it's better to. I'd rather you
Step one.
I'd rather you get that help and and be around still, right? Want to share something real quick. One of my close sisters in the Navy, fellow chief, lost her brother a couple years ago today, and I read her post and it said one word, right? Stay, right? Stay. And actually, we're talking about. I want to do a team for the second annual Ryan Bowers run and walk coming up on September 15th. So I'm trying to get together a team mixed of everybody, military, everybody, right? Civilians, life. And then I asked her because she's going to do it too, and I asked her for what should we name it? Stay. I'm like does that stand for something? And then I read her post. I was like, wow, stay here so we can observe, the sunset. Stay here so we can go on that bike ride. Stay here so we can get that coffee.
Yeah.
Stay here to hear your voice, And that's something that I just learned today, and that was pretty uplifting, and I thank her for that. And if you're watching, I appreciate you, Chris.
Good stuff.
Wow. And that's huge, man. Because we stay so busy and just kind of taking care of ourselves, and we forget about other people, man. We kind of push them to the side, and we got to slow down and really care.
Just going off of what you just said right now, I remember. I'm a big crybaby, so
Okay.
I remember hearing. So I always used to think, or just remember hearing something about the person that actually committed suicide. I always used to think that they did it for themselves, And then somebody mentioned that sometimes they think they're doing it for other people. That their life would be better without that person. And so you saying stay is like, it's powerful. It really is, because they matter. It's no one. It's going to be better without you and their life. And so I love that message. That's powerful.
Thank you. Yeah, they don't. They don't realize how much effect it has on everyone, right? Family, friends, kids. It's just there's a lot of stories, a lot of people that I've lost within my wife's family. My family, service members, and it's just like, if I could talk with them one more time, I would tell them to stay, because you have a lot to just, how would I say this?
Gonna get better.
You're gonna leave a lot of people, wondering, and you're gonna make, they're gonna be kind of like, thrown off, and they're gonna go through some stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Some people can't overcome that, right? So, and some do, but it's a tough pill to swallow when you're left with the unknown. Like, was it me?
Right.
Like, what could I have done? But I've learned my best friend's brother actually helped me kind of get through this. Like, just hey, he had his mind made up, and he's in a better place now, and he kind of calmed me down. Like, hey, it's okay, Vic. Like, he's in a better place now. He was hurting,
Yeah.
Never really, knew that. And that's why after that happened, unfortunately, I took it upon myself to get the training, to learn more about it, to help with the healing, and not just, let what happened to him, look or sound so awful, right, to others, but to memorialize him, and then others that have, joined the ride. I mean, this flag right here, if you can see, the second year having this flag right here, and we got names of people that we're riding for, and that right there is going to be with us every single year. Unfortunately, I know as we get more riders, it's gonna grow, and we're gonna get more, probably another flag, but that's okay, because we're getting the message out more, and not just these, the loved ones of these on the flag, others come forward, share your story, get involved. Like let's pedal, let's walk, let's just come out support. Just be in this environment where you can talk about it, and relate to others that have experienced the same thing you have.
Yeah.
And it definitely helps with the healing process, 100%.
Yeah, it's tough, because like it's true when someone commits suicide, like the first thing you start doing is asking questions like, what could I have done more, or did I see the signs and not do anything, and you start doubting a lot of things. Could I have said this? Could I have done this? Could I have helped out more? And those things will make you spiral yourself down too, right? Because it isn't your fault. It's yes, we love that individual, but at the same time, like what Vic said, like sometimes we just have to accept the fact that we were there to do what we could, and ultimately, they decided to go down their own path, and it's very unfortunate, and that's why the message is strong now. Like when we say you matter or check on your loved ones, like this is the time to do that, because we just never know. We don't know what's going to happen next year. We don't know who's going to be here next year or even next week. Like go to your fellow man, go to your neighbors, go to your friends, and if you can't help them, at least share with them experiences and be with them right then and there, because at the end of the day, maybe we're not even here naturally, and at least we're here to leave our mark and enjoy each other's time. So there shouldn't be an action of shoulda, coulda, wouldas, or what could I have said, or what could I have done better. It's like, no, let's do everything that we can, do it now.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. A couple of our people had posted up there too, and I've heard the saying a while back, it's a permanent solution for a problem that's temporary, and at the time we don't see that as a temporary problem, like you said, we spiral, and that darkness it's overwhelming, and we just don't see a way out, and I think that's a good thing to let people know too. It's not going to last forever. That problem is not going to last. You're going to get through it. You may need some help, but you're going to get through it. Man, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Because I know we've even lost some youngsters, in the bike life community to this, and that stuff's hurt. I mean, I think it was about 2 years ago we got hit with about 4 within 4 months, and it's way too many. Way too many. One was too many. We got a lot of these younger guys, and they see us out there, and hopefully they catch this video and they see you guys on the road, and at the ride outs, and hopefully they pull, one of our sleeves and, hey, can I talk for a minute? Absolutely.
Yep, that's all it is. Just talk, man. You have the courage to walk up and say hello. We're going to sit there and talk. So that's exactly what this message is about.
I love that. Yes.
Good.
Yes. Thank you guys again for taking the time to talk to us. We appreciate you.
We appreciate you all. And if we can do like one at the end of the month to kind of recap, because we still got more awareness to spread, not just in September, but, throughout the year. But this is like, Suicide Awareness Month, Prevention Month, so if you can get involved and do anything, whether it's just reposting something, doing one of these walks, doing a challenge. There's like
You're breaking up. Hold on real quick. You're breaking up. There you are.
Okay,
You're breaking up for a minute.
Sorry, somebody was calling me. There's Stop Soldier Suicide that I follow, and I've done a couple of their challenges. I've done like walk your dog 30 miles in the month of September, and just do something, right? It could be to raise money for that organization. It could just be doing it for yourself. Just do something, do something, because, you'll feel good, you'll make a difference, and you might, course correct somebody in your circle that might be having those thoughts, and be able to get them to get help, or maybe yourself, by getting involved. It might be just what you needed, and just, stay active. I think is very important. Get a bike. If you can't ride a bike, walk, find a hobby, anything, whatever that is, find what makes you feel good and happy, and just keep your mind, it's a work-life balance, we got to work, and our life is, what's who's in our life and our circumstances and all that. Then the balance of that, like what are you doing to kind of keep that all kind of level and healthy enough to be able to face anything that comes your way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's going to hit hard.
We want to thank you guys for giving us this platform to have listeners chime in and get our message across. And honestly, we couldn't have done this without you guys and all the supporters and everyone who was following us. So please continue to help us and spread the word and support us. And follow our Instagram, the Suicide Awareness Ride. And if you have any questions or if you want to start getting ready for next year, we're happy to have you. So thank you guys again.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Thank you guys.
Oh, you weren't talking to us, were you? As far as next year?
You can do it.
Talking to you guys out there, you're listening. They're talking to you. This Saturday too. Before we sign off, this Saturday's first Saturday ride collaboration with Heavy Hitters, Suicide Awareness again.
Yes.
The Heavy Hitter families, they got hit with one a while back, and and I love that they're doing this, man. They're keeping his memory alive, and they're bringing awareness to the bike life community again. And
yes.
Again, it's just not. We're all affected by it. Some way, shape, or form, we're all affected by it.
Definitely. Yeah, get out there, support, right? Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it. It's my wife's birthday that day, and I'm really bummed. I went last year, but they know I'll be there with them in spirit,
Yes.
and supporting. So I sent a couple stickers in the package. So I don't know if you guys got it yet, but I sent some stickers. You did?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I think it'll be there at 11 p.m. maybe. That's what it said on the receipt.
Bro, I'll be asleep.
Oh, there was a knock at our door right now. That was probably it.
It's probably that. Go check. But yeah.
Thank you for getting that to us so quickly. We didn't get a chance to open the door, but yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate you. He's checking to see.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just get involved out there, and together we can make a difference.
Yes.
And not only this ride, but we definitely want to.
I think it's here.
Is it? We definitely want to do other things. At least add one more ride throughout the year. We're gonna brainstorm and see what we can do. Probably in May for Mental Health, Awareness Month. But if you want to stay active and and get prepared for next year's ride, the Enduro BMX battalion, we call it, was born from the Suicide Awareness Ride, because we didn't even know we were doing endurance rides, from day one, right? So we're like, last year, how could we do more rides and get more involved,
Yes.
and get people ready for the 3-day, and so yeah, there's monthly rides for that as well.
Yeah.
So just get out there, train. You got it?
Bro, you don't even understand.
Oh, wow.
I'm here.
Bro,
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we just got it right now.
There you go.
I love the message. I love the message. Thank you.
It just got here right now.
Awesome.
Perfect timing, man.
Yeah, then if anybody wants to get hats or shirts, I'll post a way to get those from over here locally from the Hustle Print Studio.
There you go.
There you
Shout
go.
out to Junior out there making these beautiful hats and shirts.
Yep, there it is.
Over to San Diego.
But if you can't join us on the ride, if you could just help out by even purchasing some of the merch, that'll be huge for us too.
Yeah, I'll post where to go and get purchase some stickers.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And the one thing I wanted to kind of just share, and you probably seen it on the page, as these coins, right? So the way you earn this is completing the 3-day ride, all 3 days, right? On any bike, doesn't matter, as long as you are in the trenches with us and you commit to the ride. Only those that finish the 3-day ride get one of these. So
That's
it's something something small, something big to others, but we definitely encourage. We got more of these to give out for those that earn it. So get prepared for next year and earn that. But not just that, right? Even doing 1 day, even doing 20 miles, you're making a difference. But for some, that do a little bit, more to continue on raising that awareness, and we thank you. Thank all we've gotten a lot of, support, exposure, radio back in Santa Barbara on the news. So, we did a little interview with Justin. Thank you for that. On the radio with Beto Perez. Thank you for that. Like all this opportunity has come from writers. They want to hear our story and help spread the message, and it's been really uplifting. And we're in shock still. Like, wow.
Yeah, seriously, honestly, it's been 4 years since we started this, and we didn't expect it to be this big. We just said like, hey, let's just do this ride real quick and see what happens. And now we're doing all kinds of stuff with the media and people reaching out to us, and it really is like, feeling that we're making a difference somewhere, and that's rewarding to us.
100%, man. 100%. You really are.
It means a lot to a lot of people, for sure.
Yeah. You definitely are, and I would encourage you guys to keep on pushing, man. Keep on pushing, and it almost doesn't even seem like it's you're pushing so hard. It's kind of just falling in your lap, does it? I mean, from out here, it kind of seems like that, So.
Right. No, definitely. With what we started, and we started it, but like the writers and support are the heartbeat of this, right?
Yeah.
It keeps us going, and it's like without them, it'd just be me and him, right? Which is good enough for me and him. But the writers, the support, everyone that's been involved, you guys are the heartbeat, and with all your network and your resources and all that, is helping spread this message like wildfire, and it's a great problem to have, and we thank you all out there. We don't understand how much this means, It's awesome.
Yeah. I'm sure you guys are touching lives right now, and the hope is just that one. If nothing else, just that one life.
Yes. And you guys too, for everything you guys be doing and doing different interviews with for different causes and all that. Keep it up. We're watching. We're watching, and keep on doing what you're doing. If you believe in something, and and just continue on doing that, and it'll get the message out there more than we know, and we've seen it firsthand. So it's awesome. So thank you guys as well.
Thank you, bro.
We appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, guys, man. I think we went a little longer than you expected, huh?
Okay.
Have a bike ride.
We're gonna try to catch a bike ride somewhere, or just go ride. Ride and get some cool air. It's kind of hot over here where we're at.
Yeah. Again, man, we appreciate you guys' time. We appreciate everything that you're doing out there. Like I said, my cousin went out there with you. I love the fact that he's jumping in on this stuff.
Yeah.
Just one life at a time, man. One life at a time. And you guys are doing it. So.
Sure. Let's get it.
Ready?
Yeah.
Get out there sometime.
Yeah.
All right, guys. You guys have a good
Right.
night.
Have a good night.
All right.
See ya.
Bye.
See you guys. Get your merch. Get your merch. Get out there.
Yes,
get
sir.
your merch. Hit 'em up.
We'll post it. All right.
Yeah.
Take care.
All right, guys. Take it easy. Good night.